Okay, and we're back live again. Sorry about that, guys. Not quite sure what happened there. We were all a little bit flustered here on the commentary team as well. Didn't know what was going on, and still don't. Nevertheless, we've got a restart. There was a red flag. A load of cars ended up back in the pits. So we're going to have to restart that race. So we've got a countdown here, just a moment or two until the race starts.
If you're just joining us, it's Championship Decider at Mondello Park on the international track. Niall Murray sits on pole position and he leads the championship in the Lotus 79, the car that has done most of the winning in this championship. Alongside him is Brian McManus in the Ferrari 312 T4, not the favourite car for the championship, but he's gone well. Away they go, and this is the restart now. Sees Niall Murray make no mistakes again. McManus perhaps a bit closer, but it was turn 3. He made his break, Rob.
It was, yeah. So are we going to get a clean through turn 1? We do, most of the cars through. Let's just head a little bit further down the field. McManus second place, Holman in third. So it's as we were. I see a car going off. That's Jordan Kelly in the background there. Just fired it into the barrier at turn 2.
Almost a second clear already on the rolling lap times. He's over a second clear now, Niall Murray. It's been a great first couple of corners for him. McManus pushing very hard in second place and leaving the rest behind. And it's Holman. It is Holman. Two cars going very wide there.
So the first 3 are first 4 as we were in race. So that's actually good to see, as that's McCann just showing his nose there, just putting the pressure onto Arturis.
Actually, McManus is stabilising that gap. We opened all the way around the lap the first time around. McManus has got his head together here. It was just under a second now. It was over a second, and fractions in it, but he's hanging on a bit better than he did earlier. So that's Brian McManus in second place in the Ferrari. They're the first 2 down. In fact, third place staying with them. That's Holman going nicely too. Let's see who's watching us here. Peter Dempsey in the States, great to see him, the turn 3 man. Nicky Meredith, David Young, a lot of sim racers watching.
Yeah.
I was wishing they were out there, Rob.
Unfortunately, yeah, Nicky and Keith couldn't join us this evening. That's a shame. They're normally right at the pointy end of the grid. But evening, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, it's always great to see the names we know. Johnny Jomo's not there. We'd nearly ring him and see is he all right. He's always a great participant. A big look down the inside.
We were almost 3 wide into Southside there. And that was Dowling, McCann and Robert Neal, I think. Was that Arturis? Yeah, no, that was Dowling, McCann and Rob O'Neill. So Rob getting really stuck in there. It's a great little battle here for 6th, 7th and 8th. Sorry, 5th, 6th and 7th.
Moves right out over the curbs, coming out of Boac as they call it back in the day. Turn 2. Down to Duckham's, the double apex right-hander. I'm loving this, use some of the old names.
Showing your age there, Liam.
I know, yeah, it's true, isn't it? Into the S's then. Off camera left-hand corner here.
So who have we got down the back of the field? Let's just see. Marty Moore just made up a place on Conor Murphy. So I think Marty has fared less well in the restart. He qualified 4th or 5th, which is a great return to form for Marty Moore. He's been missing the most of this championship, but he's back. It's great to see. So Murray up the front has extended that gap to 2.8 seconds, but Holman is keeping him honest. Just 0.7 as second behind, and we've got Arturis Condelis in 4th place behind him.
Good drive by Arturis. He hasn't been quite this quick in the Ferrari. Ferrari isn't as quick we think as the Lotus, but these 2 guys are going very well and sandwiching that car of Holman. I think that is indeed it is in the Lotus 79.
It's just had a bit.
I think you heard it telling us he can't see it. Shane Rabbit said it's working fine for him now, unlike his Mazda RX-7 Irish touring car machine. Well, that's not fair. He's a former champion, of course. But we haven't got Shane Rabbit and Barry Rabbit. Shane just missed it, didn't he?
Just missed out. It's a real shame because he's always entertaining to watch. And we just watched Brad O'Neill's getting past Victor Gibson. Brad, of course, did the engine underneath RX-7. Brad from Hypermotive Wiring Solutions does F1 wiring, really cool high-tech stuff like that. So do check them out. Pat Masterson just made up a place on Sergey Gravel in the net.
Did he do that work on the brake pedal on Shane Rabbit's sim? No?
I don't think so. I don't think he can put
we'll post a video of that later on. Do have a look at it. It's engineering at its very best.
So this is Brad actually in one of the turn 3 cars. So all the turn 3 drivers are missing this evening actually.
Big support there. Stephen Kershaw saying no sound. Jason Greenfield, go Brad on the ends. So okay, we think we're okay. We're getting reaction to the comments and stuff, so let's keep going.
Yeah, no, Stephen's out in Narnia somewhere, so he's probably 10 minutes behind us also.
We should be good. Yeah, we stop him getting reception there. But here we go. We're looking at Brad O'Neill's there going nicely on one of the turn 3 cars, and right up under the rear wing of Thomas, I think that is in front, isn't it? Indeed it is.
Yeah. Putting him under pressure there as they go through the S's. They're heading into Honda here. So he takes a wide line into Honda, trying to get a better run on the exit.
Sam Holman says working fine for me. Definitely doesn't want it stopped, because look at that third place Holman going nicely. So Murray, McManus and Holman the top three now. Great stuff. There's a YouTube link there as well. Now Murray watching as well. We've just been informed here. He's multitasking at the very best. I'll just have a look at myself on telly while I'm leading this race. And he's 4.5 seconds to the good now. So great stuff. So it's Murray, McManus and Holman. But Holman hanging on to McManus and still bringing who's that with him? Arturus right him. Yeah, great stuff. Equally distant. In fact, Arturus back slightly from this one. But certainly McManus having a lot to think about in this one, Rob.
He is indeed. What's going on further down the field? So Martin Moore's made up another place. Pat Masterson's made a place on Conor Murphy.
David Yamamoto can hear us. Sorry, Rob. I think somebody said it was auto-muted for them, Nicky Meredith. So he's telling Stephen Kershaw that, but David Yamamoto's there. Should really be on the grid, David Yamamoto, one of the top sim guys around. But great to have him online and watching. So comment away, guys. If you have anyone, you can be as rude as you like. Well, you can't really, but if you want to support somebody, tell us who you're supporting. There's another move down the inside by
Marty taking a look at Simon
Camel livery car.
Looks fantastic. And that's there's a Jordan library in the mix there somewhere, I think. Is there? Pat Masterson, is he? Yeah, that's a fantastic looking guy. That's the Lotus 79. It's Flames coming into Tarzan there. So a couple of places being made here. Brad O'Neill's just lost out. Is that him in the wall I just saw? I just saw someone in the wall just on the way up to the S's. Peter McCann, I'm guessing. No, he's just lost out to Conor Murphy. But anyway, up at the front, that lead extended to 6 seconds now. But Holman is still there, right on McManus's tail.
He is late in the brakes there, getting a little bit out of shape as he goes down to Shell corner. Heading for Boac, yeah. Well, it's 1979 Grand Prix season we're reenacting here, so
that's good.
Use them all down into Duckums now.
They're on board with Holman at the moment.
Or Badgers, as some of the Northern Ireland drivers call this. Badgers are Sean Woods and people like that call it the country. Out into the country, those two corners, double in. The first bit and the second bit, then down into the S's, of course.
I've never heard Badgers before.
Yeah, Badgers was a Northern Ireland expression, yeah. Apparently there was a hole down there dug by Badgers years ago or something. I don't know where it came from, but yeah, no. The Northern Ireland racers would have called it Badgers, yeah.
There you go. So yeah, Holman gets a good run into Parabolica there, but electric power of the Ferraris just seems to have the legs on the way out. But again, the Lotus closes up on the brakes.
You've just answered Shane Rabbit's question. Shane is asking us which car should be faster, Lotus or Ferrari around Mondello. What's the pros and cons for each car? Well, Shane, the Lotus has better mid-corner grip. The Ferrari is slightly easier to drive, but it's not quick through the twiddly bits. It's very quick in a straight line, though. So you can get. This is what we're watching here. The Lotus is quicker now, mid-corner, right up the Ferrari. Watch the Ferrari getting away. There you go. Just starts to stretch his lead, not by much, but a little bit. And but through it's almost like it's reality, isn't it? The Lotus is a ground effects car and the Ferrari wasn't, but it had that superb 12-cylinder wailing Ferrari engine, and that's pretty much what's happening here. There you go again. Watch the Ferrari here.
Yeah, so the DFE is losing out on about 20-25 horsepower to the flat 12 Ferrari. I think 515 horsepower in that flat 12 Ferrari.
Well, that's good. David Yamamoto saying that Mondello probably not that quick to use the ground effect, which is a fair point, and said should even it out here. Perhaps that's why the Ferraris are featuring a little bit more towards the front.
Perhaps so. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's about 60 miles an hour plus, I think, isn't it, where the aero really starts to kick in. So they're definitely over that. If you look at 130, 140 into the bridge, wouldn't they?
Oh, somebody off, was there? Somebody go wide there?
Down at the back of the field, I missed that.
I saw a car going wide.
We've got a Marty, Marty Moore's spinning in the background there. He is. 40, that's the shame.
What if he had to get towed back in? There'd be all sorts of camel being towed type puns arriving on social media. Less said about that, the better. But he doesn't need a tow. The camel car is on its way down towards turn 3, down towards Duckums.
I'm surprised that library hasn't been modified by somebody yet.
Probably will be for the next time we use it again. Chris McCann said he would say go for Peter McCann, but he drops from P6 to P15. Peter McCann's always quick, isn't he? Back up to P13 already, though, so he's going nicely, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of space.
Gibson in 10th. Good climb up from him. He was well back. Keep an eye on him. Just 0.8 back from Brad, in fact.
Yeah, just want to have a look at the timing tag, just trying to see who is close here. And it's Holman who seems to be the closest battle on track, right on McManus's gearbox.
Yeah, he does look a bit quicker, doesn't he? But it's hard to get by, to go under the bridge. It's a VRA bridge. All those three closing up now. There's Arturus right with them as well in the second of those Ferraris.
There's a bit of a close back here, gap here. The line of cars coming down the main straight. Thomas Timidajski there in the Alfa Romeo livery car, fantastic car. That's a Ferrari as well. So we've got Ferrari 6th and 7th. Sergey is in the Lotus there in 8th place. And then you've got Brad and Ian's in the Lotus as well, just backing up that little quadruplet of cars.
A lot of champions watching tonight. You've got Owen Murray's there, Bill Griffin, Richard Carney, Owen Fogarty, ITCC champion. A lot of got very successful race drivers having a quick look, maybe thinking about having a go. Very public if you had your first race on this. I've tried it and it's difficult, but it would be no fun if it was easy.
That's it, yeah. It is really, really difficult, and I think we all fancy ourselves as fairly handy behind the wheel, but yeah. We're just looking at some of the comments here. Good stuff, David Yamamoto.
No, that car did keep going, David. You must have been mistaken. The camel car is still going.
Didn't need a tow.
No. There's a turn 3 car still going nicely as well.
So just taking a look back at the front, 12 seconds to the good. Murray is now to McManus, but Holman right on his tail still.
Gotta have a go, hasn't he, Rob? He's got to have a crack at him. Yeah. Here he goes. Gets a good run here now.
We need an ultra lunge here down into turn 1.
Ultra lunge.
But I think, no, he's leaving the door open. But
he turns in a little bit early just to just go, stopping at the apex there for a little G. Yeah, I think that might have been the first gear exit, Rob, was it?
Yeah, but you really have to. And they're taking a really, really tight line onto the exit of turn 1. Not the line that I've used in a real world car. They're really tucked in right to the curb on the inside, because that's the only way you can get the power on. As soon as you go out wide, you've got steering lock on, you just can't get the power down. So that's what they're trying to do: out really wide and then in tight on the exit.
Have we gone on board with any of these guys, Rob? Are they short shifting from second to third, top to tail, coming out of some of the slow corners?
Let's have a look. Let's ride on board with. Well, let's do a lap with Murray, and then we'll have a look at. We'll ride on board with Holm, and then afterwards, so we can see him chasing down McManus.
So just listen to that, down a gear.
You can see the gears just under in the bottom right corner. You can see what gear Murray's in. You've got his name there, and then you've got the speed in kilometers now. Then he's in first gear around here, so he's got a really tall first gear. I was going there in third. I don't know what I was at.
He was third through there. Most of the cars we saw earlier were fourth.
Right down to first for Southside. So he's definitely going to be in first for turn 1.
He doesn't need to be pushing, and maybe he isn't. He looks quite comfortable, but he's 7 seconds to the good. 8, sorry.
So, you see what I mean? Yeah, he keeps it really in tight there. So
he's late coming on the bar. I think he knows he's got a big gap now, and he's just going to stroke it home from here.
It's just McManus is in second round there in the Ferrari. So slightly different gearing between the two cars. So it's Holman I wanted to ride on board with. He's in the Lotus as well. So I wondered, is he using the same gears as...
Fourth, down to third. Leaves in third. Coasts on the front, gets a grip, and then just feeds on the power. This corner we should expect the Lotus to be quicker, Rob. It's high-speed corner.
You would think so, yeah, and it is. You can see the gap close right up there, but the Ferraris are going to pull...
Oh!
Big out of opposite lock. And a huge tank stop. Oh, and he's just taken out Rob O'Neill. Is it?
Brought him back to 5th place. He's back on track. He's gathered it all up.
He's giving Dowling a place.
Steering off there. Who are we on board with? Was that Holman?
That is Holman we're on board with now.
No, we just went briefly on board with a car there. The steering was off. So there we are. Watch the steering wheel.
Dowling, yeah, his steering's all off.
A massive front suspension damage there from that. That's a shame. It really has. Because that was hotting up to be a wonderful batter.
Yeah, he was going really well, Adam Dowling.
Missing Marty Moore, are we? In fact, he's just tuned in, so we're not sure what happened, Marty, but he's gone missing from our lap charts.
He has, yeah. We still have 20 drivers, though. How is that? Cannot explain that. Maybe we had 21 before. So that's a shame.
Ed Meredith. Keith Dempsey's tuned in. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Murray, almost 10 seconds to the good if you're just turning on now. From McManus, Arturus, Holman, Dowling.
Dowling's gone into the pits. Yeah, he's going to repair that damage now. A bunch of cars in the pits there. No, that's not true. Sorry. That was a bunch of cars passing the guy in the pits. My mistake. So, yeah, he's taking a long time. So he's refueling that car, he's changing tyres, and he's repairing the damage. But that's dropping him down the leaderboard. He's in 14th place already, 15th place, and away he goes. And yeah, he has repaired that damage. You can see the steering is straight now.
So damage repair, new rubber. Keep an eye out for him now. There we go. Under the bridge at downforce turn 1.
Down to 17th. That's a shame, but let's see how he gets on in that Warsteiner car. Right, back at the front, 10-second gap. So McManus has closed that down a little bit. Murray just taking it easy, and the gap there to Arturus has a bit of change of pace while we were looking at Dowling there. So Holman obviously had a problem, and 12 seconds back on Arturus now.
So just some info we have there. We reckon the Lotus tyres are going to start to go around lap 20, and we're on lap 11, so not just yet, but the Lotus is harder on its tyres because of that mid-corner grip. Marty Moore says he's not sure what happened. He was hit by the air, and then the damage was mega, and then he didn't fix it at the pit stop. So the Camel car is not racing anymore, Rob. That's a very good looking car. Marty Moore was very quick in testing leading up to this, wasn't he? He'd been going really well. That's David Yamamoto saying that's Rory O'Reilly in 6th, 7th it is now, and not O'Neill. Apologies for that. We just get a short version of that on our screen. You're absolutely right, David Yamamoto, and thank you for that. Oh, Nicky Meredith says the Lotus tyres can be stretched to 25. Well, we'll find out.
See a good battle going on here midfield. All the action is at the moment.
Good run is O'Reilly now, and Masters right with him. That's a good battle. Good to see the Ferrari versus the Lotus, because they do have strengths in different parts of the track, Rob. I don't see the Ferrari's straight line speed being as clear cut as it was in some of the other circuits for some reason.
No, not really, but it does. I mean, the first part of Parabolica there that we're just going through at the moment, the Lotus is clearly quicker on turning, but it does seem the Ferrari does seem to just edge away on the exit of Parabolica. So maybe the Ferrari is just able to get the corner out of it.
Well, it's not as well. I hear the voice of expert here. You know, I'm not quick in either, Rob, but I did find Ferrari doesn't bite you as much. You can hold a big armful of Absol in the Ferrari, whereas the Lotus, any little bit of Absol and my limited talent runs out and around it goes.
Who are we looking at here? So we're looking at Brad Neans here as chases down Thomas, and he goes for a look on the inside there into the south side. They both lock up. Brad just misses the back end of that Ferrari, and yeah,
almost pressurised him into a mistake there, Rob, didn't he? Because he didn't have to make the move, just feinted up the inside. The Ferrari locked the front and almost went straight on, but he lost a lot of time on the exit for some reason.
And Brad was 500ths of a second quicker on that lap than Thomas ahead.
Well, slagging has kicked off here. Nicky Meredith says he can stretch to 25. David Yamamoto says only the batch that turn 3 got hold of. Special tyres, great stuff. David Yamamoto and Nicky Meredith having fun there on the chat. But great to see. It's always good when you tune in on a Friday. If anyone lives near Johnny Jomo, you might knock around to his house, make sure he's okay, because he hasn't appeared in the comments yet. And Johnny Jomo tunes in every Wednesday night. He loves watching the VRA races, so someone check up on him there.
We'll just head down the field as Adam Dowling just made a place on Victor Gibson. So he's going to start his way back through the field, but he's got a fair old gap to Tony Sack ahead, has he? Yeah, he has. And
big lock up and off. That's Victor Gibson in the Benetton livery Ferrari. Stopped it inside front, couldn't get it stopped. Came off the brakes and let the car run around the outside as opposed to winding. That's a lot of understeer. Who are we watching there? Stack, that is.
That's Stack, yeah, in the Lotus 79. He's chasing down Jordan Kelly.
And Kelly gone off in front of him.
Yes.
And that's a place. Oh, that was a little bit physical, I think, there, Rob, wasn't it? Sure, at least he turned him back around when he was finished, I suppose,
Right,
Gills, maybe.
So what's going on back at the front here? So Thomas and Brad still half a second between the two of them. Good close dice here. 14 seconds of a gap between Murray and McManus now. So Murray got the toe down again. 4 seconds to Arturus in third. Simon Wall just made a place on McCann. So look, we haven't seen much of McCann. He's kept his nose clean. So this is Peter McCann and the is it?
It is McCann and Wall, that battle is, and McCann having a real go there. Almost made it down the inside of turn 3, but they do stay away from the potential contact. There are no real gougers here. Good hard racing, but hard to find a gap.
Where else have we got close racing, Leo? Let's have a look.
Not up front anyway. 14.8 seconds to the good now. Niall Murray in a class of his own here today at Mondello Park. Champion Insider looking good for the championship.
Yeah, looks like he's got it all wrapped up. But famous last words. But, I wonder, are we going to have to see pit stops unless there's damage? I think we might get away without stopping. Will remain to be seen.
If he keeps going like this, he almost could stop. We're only at 14 laps. Now, we've got some debate over this, but some people think that 20 laps of the Lotus tires go off. Other people say you can stretch it to 25. I assume that depends on who's driving the car, Rob, and how they're driving it.
I see, you would guess so, yeah.
It's Jordan Kelly now. Victor Gibson, having had that little off at the S, has closed them down again. 0.8 of a second behind. That's Victor Gibson there at the top of the screen. With him is Holman. How does he get back there?
I am not sure.
Out of our view.
Let's take a look.
An issue there.
Let's battle again. So we still
off here. Well, the Lotus is in trouble.
Back off, or someone running out of fuel, was it? They got going again.
There's a change of place, is it? Side by
this
side,
is,
up the hill.
But he's got the the outside.
A little bit of wheel bang. He's going to try and sit around the outside, Brad. Back
he
end gets away. He almost came in the back gate of the paddock there, Rob.
He almost had it there. That's backed him up into Sergey Grabman. So, looking fairly racy. But I think he's got the measure of Sergey. So is it going to take him a lap or two to get back on the gearbox?
No, I think a corner or two. He looks racy here, Rob. Right into the apex on the power early. Here we go. There, we're almost with the Ferrari again. So Thomas perhaps in a bit of bother with the Ferrari. Again, through there. And here, can he have a stab down the inside? No, we lose a little bit in the second bit. And a big defensive move there from Thomas. Close it right down to the apex. Good exit though. That's what you got to do. Keep your exit sorted and don't leave any gaps. You might be okay. Oh, this could be a run here, but again, surely he'll defend. He doesn't defend. Leaves the door wide open. Have a go if you want. No, not quite. I thought Brad would have fired it up the inside there. Lunge, Rob.
Yeah, and Thomas doing a good job on the brakes in that Ferrari, because that thing, I don't know, maybe I just can't drive it, but the brakes on it are awful by comparison to the Lotus. And Brad backed right up into Sergey there, so into turn one. You can hear some noise in the background here. The guys at Virtual Race Academy headquarters are just starting a GT3 race at Silverstone by the looks of things. So yeah, if you do want to come down here on a Wednesday evening on race nights, you're more than welcome with 3 or 4 sins.
If it sounds like somebody's being operated on without an anaesthetic, that's just a GT car getting sideways and the driver's screaming. It's a big race going on here behind us. That's probably what you can hear. Back to what we're looking at. Niall Murray leads, 18 seconds ahead of McManus. And then it's Arturis in third place, Thomas in fourth, Brad in fifth, Sergey in sixth. Then it's Ronan O'Reilly, Masters and McCann, Wall and Murphy. Some great stuff here. Oh, side by side the two Lotuses now.
This is Sergey.
He's getting by Brad.
He's going to retake that position. No, he's not. Going for the undercut.
Looks more like a Formula V race than a Formula 4. He's got it down the inside. Racket move. And good hard racing between both of these guys. No damage yet. No touching there, but that was a good move down the inside. Oh, and he's looking to return the compliment there.
Has he gone wide? He has a little bit. He's got the inside line for turn one, but he shuts the door. No, he doesn't. He gives him room. Good stuff. So Sergey has the inside line for turn one.
I thought he was going to give him a big Gordon Kellett there. Introduce him to the pit wall. But he didn't. No, down the inside again. This is a cracking battle, Rob.
Yeah, great stuff. This is all giving.
Better run to turn two though. To Boak. That gets him almost alongside before Duckham's.
I don't know where we are.
Turn three, Caller. Oh, up over the inside curve. They're both trying very hard. Won't help the tires, Rob.
No, it's not going to help his exit out of up to turn 4 either. But this is given Brad a means. Thomas, sorry, he's off. No.
Oh, sideways stuff. His place is gone again. Surely, side by side, the turn 3 car on the inside as they come back towards. That's Brad. It's going to cost him the place. No, he goes back at him on the brakes. Can he get a turn in? He can. That was a great move again. This is a cracking battle. Because his Sergey gets to run them again, doesn't need the toe, pulls out. A little bit hairy around the outside of the kink in 5th gear, but they're both on the grass there. Down to 7A and 7B, two 90-degree right-handers out of the international loop. And back up the hill towards Bahrain's Bends. The right and left, plenty of curb on the right. A little bit wide, he's going to be slower on the way out, surely.
Oh, that was close. That was.
Surgeon.
That
That's the lunge you've been looking for, Rob. Great word, that lunge. Starts being upset, but not really. He's over that inside curve, doesn't upset them too much. That's really tantalising him there with that gap down the inside, but gets a good run on the way out. He's okay. So Brad's still hanging on. It's a cracking battle. David Sheehan agreeing with us there. Great battle indeed it is, David, as they head down towards the first corner. Oh dear, oh dear. Big lock up. How he didn't collect them there, Rob, I'll never know.
Yeah, that was really close. It's a moment. It's a matter of time until someone's nose cone gets knocked off this thing here, isn't it? But the guy's doing a fantastic job at the moment. Really clean racing. But Brad has just, as I was about to say, Brad's just got a couple of cars ahead, but no, he hasn't.
No, they're on the limit, and if you miss an apex, you're going to get pounced on again on the way out, and that's what's happening here. Nobody managed to get away. Brad is in front at the moment, but Sergey tracking him down as they come out over the crest of that hill and into Parabolica, or Lola corner as it was called, the right long right-hander corner that just keeps on and on and on. You need every inch of track on the way out of that.
Yeah, scary corner. It's blind when you turn in, and you just have to trust that you can put the boot in and the car's going to stick, and hope that it does. But these guys are going to be having a great time. They'll be sweating buckets in their sims at home here, and no question about it, these guys are taking this extremely seriously. They'll be enjoying themselves immensely, I'm sure. But Brad just a couple of cars lengths ahead of Sergey here at the moment, and I wonder, are we going to see we've had an ultra lunge, are we going to see a mega send down into turn 1?
Oh, is that like a lunge? Slightly different. Similar. Brilliant. This has been a cracking battle if you're just joining us. We hope you're still joining in there. Tears coming, David Yamamoto. It could happen, David, but I hope it doesn't, because this is a cracker of a battle. But it does look a little bit fraught. Yeah. 2 lot of 79s go through turn 2, right out onto the exit curve. Not a nice place to be at Mondello Park, Rob, the exit curve at turn 2.
No, not a lot of runoff there at all.
Yeah, one of the few places where there isn't a whole lot of runoff.
So that gap has extended a little bit. I just want to have a quick look further down the field, because close battles going on here between Gibson and Holman, and Kelly, Jordan Kelly up to 13th, and Dowling doing well, getting back up to 12th, clawing his way back through the field.
Oh, big lock up down in turn 3, goes wide, locks the front, but gets a turn in. Victor Gibson still got to the apex. The Jody Scheckter helmet in a Ferrari 312 T4 with Benetton livery, just to confuse everyone. An anorak like me would get dizzy looking at that combination.
Let's just check back in on Sergey and Brad. Still Brad and Ian's in the head of this battle. Thomas Dajski, 20s, what is he? How far down the road? 20 seconds down the road. Or is that 20 seconds ahead to Arturus? I really need to learn how to read this timing tower for the next championship. Huge gap anyway, so he's disappeared into the distance. So Brad and Sergey battling against each other has really allowed him to make good his escape.
Gregor Kalinecki tuning in now, former double Irish Touring Car champion, a man that we'd love to see back on the circuits or even in the sims. It might suit him, so maybe he'll come back out in these. Virtual Race Academy commented there, pity Marty had technical trouble. A wishbone went through the driver's seat or something. I think it was a big shunt actually. That technical trouble is being polite. He was high in the sky, I think, at one stage. Big shunt for Marty Moore, who had shown loads of pace, of course. Well, Murray now 25 seconds to the good. Rob, if the tires are gone, can he get a pit stop done in 25 seconds?
Yep.
And back out, including slow, he can do. Okay, this is interesting. Right, and what do we think, guys? Anyone watching, do you think Niall Murray's going to do a dive for the pits and get some new rubber? Or is he going to try and stretch the tyres, as we've been told?
I'd say he's going to stay out at this stage. Yeah, 5 laps to go, 25-second lead. I think even if the tyres fall off a cliff, unless he bends it, he has this one sewn up. 26 seconds. He's not letting up at all, is he?
No, really not, no.
Bit of a gap. Actually, is that...
Brad's got away from Sergey a little bit there.
Yeah, he has. I thought that was Thomas through a close name, but it's not. It's back markers. Somebody off there in the wall, just in the background. Did you see that? Ronan Hedeman just sets his fastest lap of the race at 1 minute 30.
34.198 for Thomas as well.
Jordan Kelly. Where is he at the moment? We just he got.
David Yamamoto says Murray will bring it home. As you said, Rob, he could slow right down if he had to, so it'd be unlikely. I was wondering just for fun, was he going to try and do it? Shane Roberts says, do a Lewis and start complaining that you're on the wrong tyres and they won't last. It was great entertainment on Sunday at Monaco Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton leading the Monaco Grand Prix and giving it quite a lot on social media. Kicked off massively.
Let's have a look at this battle here between McCann and O'Neill. So this is for 8th and 9th place. Great dice going on between these guys. So sorry, O'Reilly and McCann.
Ronan O'Reilly, Peter McCann side by side now through that kink. Not nice to go through that kink side by side, Rob. It looks quite easy there. They're still a little bit of contact, just involuntary for both of them there. This is good stuff, no damage. They head back up the hill, up through the gears again towards Moraine Bends. He's a third through here. It's probably 5th, and I was going through a third.
Third through, yeah.
Wasn't too bad, yeah.
You see
they're being hauled in by a Lotus though. Wall, is it?
Wall, yeah, or is that
really coming at them?
It is, yeah, that's Wall. Right on the back. He's got the power down, and he's not going to make a move.
There's one coming. These two Lotuses have caught the two Ferraris from way back. I think the Ferraris have slowed each other right down with that wheel banging action out the back.
So that,
just right. Outbraked each other, the two Lotuses.
So let's just head back to Rory O'Reilly and Peter McCann. Really close on the brakes. Slightly wider line out of turn 1 for O'Reilly.
We're being offered cups of tea and everything here, Rob, yeah?
This just there if you can as well.
Garrett Griffin is tuned in and Andy Byrne as well now, so Bill Mondello heads all tuning in and watching this. Ferrari battery just tuned in. Niall Murray leads by 29 seconds. That is not a mistake. It's not 2.9 seconds, Rob. Maybe 2.9 seconds a lap, but Niall Murray from pole position has disappeared down the road. He's leading the championship. This is the decider. He looks like he's heading for this VRA championship.
Yeah, that's by far the biggest gap we've had in a race from the front anyway. So absolute dominant display from Murray. But this is the battle we're watching.
McManus 29 though in second place, but I think it's too little too late perhaps.
Yep, let's just check in on this Brad and Sergey battle. So yeah, Brad has put the toe down and he's escaped. But here we've got, so Sergey now has got, no, that's back marker. So they're
traffic apparently, is he?
They're just cutting through some traffic at the moment. So we're riding with Sergey here and Pat Masterson a few seconds down the road to him. And so the O'Reilly and McCann battle is the closest battle on track really at the moment. So let's stick with this one. Let's ride on board with McCann. See how these guys are getting on.
Short shift there for turn 2 to not unsettle the car. David Sheehan, what a race from Murray, absolutely, David. Oh, contact surely there, and indeed there is. They both held on to it, or have they? They sent O'Reilly wide. Is that O'Reilly? It is.
It is, yeah.
But they're still side by side. O'Reilly still has the nose ahead somehow and hangs on to it.
And he pushes him wide. He forces him out to the exit.
A little bit late turning in, I think. Yeah. Being very polite, and the Lotus gets a run again. You almost wouldn't want to have it goes to. They look like a pair of lunatics ahead. They're on the edge. They're driving Villeneuve's car in the style of Gilles Villeneuve. Oh, look at the Lotus. Tries to get up the inside. Tried to use that mid-corner speed of the Lotus to get alongside the way out, but got an armful of other club. But he's held on to it beautifully. I was sure that was going to go around.
Yeah, did he lose a place though? Who was that? Was that Dowling?
It was Wall, was it?
Wall, was it?
Yeah, and he's still with them again, is he?
Got a 3, yeah. He's,
no, it's a different one. It's a different Lotus this time.
I think Wall.
It's Dowling now.
Oh, I'm very confused. We just got a note here, actually. Niall doing all his winning up until this point on basically the Reliant Robin of Simrigs, a Logitech G29 bolted to
down the inside. Sorry, Rob. Massive move there on the brakes. That was a lunge or a big send. What was it?
Ultra send.
Ultra send down the inside. Almost worked, but the brake horsepower of the Ferrari just drives him alongside again. Reminds you of the Turbo era a few years later, where there were massive straight line differences in these F1 cars. What's going off?
The back marker ahead, is this? I think it is. Just doing a great job of staying out of the way.
Well out of the way.
What I was saying is that basically Murray has got his new sim rig, So he's got a boosting belt pedal, SimLabs cockpit, so all the latest and greatest gear. Whereas up to this point, he's been on the absolute most basic stuff, bolted to a desk in his bedroom.
Can we put him back on the basic stuff again?
Might have to.
For the sake of a good race, he's absolutely dominating here in Niall Murray. Very realistic then, isn't it? It's like him in a Formula 4 at 1600.
Oh, someone's just made a move there. Was that McCann? McCann losing out to Dowling. Yeah, he's made a place. So great stuff from Dowling. They're side by side down into Tarzan.
Oh, locked wheels. A little bit of a coming together.
Yeah, that was accidental.
Forsteiner, that's the Arrows livery from that year. So Dowling it is we're watching now in that car, the Lotus 79 with that Arrows livery.
Just one lap to go.
Yeah, the tyres didn't go off, did they? The gap still at 33.2 seconds for Murray. So David Yamamoto was right. He is going to bring it home, Niall Murray. 24 laps out of 25, so he's on his final lap now, I think. Maybe we should probably have a look at him, Rob. Sure. Or maybe we should stay with that.
I think we need to stay with this battle.
4 cars, 5 cars. Can we let him run for another couple of... Where's our technical baffle?
Can we extend the race?
The checker flag there, please. Let these guys go at it. Look at this. Oh, another big one down the Victor Gibson with a lunge there in the background. Somebody goes wide. Who was that? Ronan O'Reilly, and it's cost him a place on the final lap. Starting their last lap now. It's all changed. Gibson tries to sit around the outside of turn 2. Doesn't work in real life, doesn't work on a sim. They're all over the place here. Wheel to wheel now in the final lap. Gibson again down the inside of turn 3. I think he's going to make it stick.
Has well done.
Cracking move by Victor Gibson there. And sideways on the way out. Brilliant. He's on a last lap charge here. Victor Gibson.
So O'Reilly at the front. He's now got Simon Wall right on his gearbox. Someone gets the power onto a big tank slap on the way out of turn 4.
Gibson trying to tack onto this group at front. O'Reilly and Wall. They're side by side. Gibson is closing them down, I think. He looks good here, Gibson. Third of these guys. There we are. Look at him now. Closing them down. Locks it in. Goes wide though. Commentator's curse there. Gets to the second apex. He won't have lost too much. Somebody shake their helmet there.
I think it is. It's just right on board with Murray. Where is Murray? As he's coming up to the last couple of corners through the S's. Let's hope he doesn't tangle with his back marker.
That's all you want is a couple of Raven lunatics ahead of you on the... That's not Murray, the last of these cars now heading for the checkered flag, heading for the win and heading for the championship here in the Virtual Race Academy. Great stuff from Niall Murray. He's done well. He racked up points when he wasn't in a position to win, Rob. He looked after his tyres, but he overcooked them early and Zolder. So great stuff, and he's just dominated here today. Niall Murray takes the win at Mondello Park. We don't need a calculator or an abacus, Rob. He is the champion, barring any sort of protests afterwards. Somebody's nodding at me here. No, he was have that one. So Niall Murray was already ahead by 8 points before this one. 82 each time we're told here.
We're back with this battle with Gibson, McCann, Holman, O'Reilly, Dowling. Simon Wall has just catapulted himself into the wall.
Speaking of catapulting,
Masterson up to 7th. So that has spaced that battle. Oh, no, it hasn't. Here it is. Here's the main battle. Yeah.
Gibson up to 9. He did catch them. He did do them. This is great, lads. This Victor Gibson's just woken up, but it's getting toward the end. Really flying in this Benetton livery car. He was in 13th, I think, at one stage, 14th, and he's up to 9th place, and he's been passing cars everywhere. Doesn't lock up that time, gets to the apex. Needs to stay there. He'll get himself a 9th place finish. He looks strong here.
Yeah, it looks like
another battle behind them, though. 2 cars back. Is that McCann and Holman?
McCann and Holman.
Holman round the outside, but runs out of road.
Sneaky.
Yeah, he had to change his mind there. The back of the car was going to go round, so he wound off the knock like Hamilton at Monaco last week and drove across the grass so the car didn't rotate. So Niall Murray's already changed it to civvies now in the paddock, waiting for the rest of them to finish. He's probably in the grandstand at this stage, watching this one. Gibson comes out of the final corner. Great drive from him, Victor Gibson. He's going to take 9th place, and he gave us the entertainment in that race.
Yeah, Rob O'Reilly. Rory O'Reilly in 10th place. So great drive from him. Great stuff from McCann. And also from Holman as well. Fantastic stuff. And Simon Wall.
And Simon, not sure what happened to Holman there. He was right on the pace, up there in the top 3 early on, but somewhere out of our view, he fell back to the end. But that was a cracking race, Rob. Really entertaining. And it's a pity we didn't have Keith Dempsey to make it a final fight and have a go. But I'm sure Keith will be back. He's been a great supporter of these series, and he actually gave a little bit of a tutorial to some of the other guys to tell them some of the tips, but still managed to be the pace. But Niall Murray and Keith Dempsey have been very, very well matched all the way through this.
Yeah, so that's it. That was fantastic stuff. Great championship, great end to a great championship. So we've got in first place in the championship with Niall Murray on 82 points. Brian McManus is in second place with 68 points, and Thomas Tomidajski in third place. And we're just calculating the points as we speak, but we're not calculating the points as we speak, but he came in third anyway. So great stuff from all those guys. Really great racing. Fantastic championship.
This is where you name all the sponsors, Rob.
It is.
Yeah.
Just open that screen there, Leo, if you wouldn't mind.
How do we do that?
Don't need to do that. Murray Motorsport, we need to thank them. They've been on board for the last couple of championships. Great stuff from them. Do check them out. All your motorsport equipment. Quinn Tanker Services, they're going to be on board with us for the next round. There's going to be a fuel voucher from those guys coming up. So do keep an eye on that. DetailingEmployment.com for all your car care and detailing needs. Irish Auto Parts, of course. Do check them out. All your general car products, MCE events, and of course Digital Gasoline. We should give those guys an honourable mention because last weekend, not only was it Monaco, it was also the 4-hour Citroen C1 race in which our buddies Colin Lewis and Nicole Drought managed to bring home the win.
Well, Rob, let's not forget that they were here the week before, and Niall managed to set up the Anglesey International Circuit, not the Coastal, with a Citroen C1. So when they got there, they only really had to learn the car, and they didn't have to learn the track at all. So
absolutely, yeah.
and because they didn't test. So if you're going racing anywhere in the UK, in Europe, you could do worse than come down here. Talk to the guys in the VRA. You can get pretty much any car you want down here. You can get a road car, you can get a race car, single-seater saloons, GTs, Formula 1 cars, and you can do that track. So if you're doing anything, even for a bit of fun and going over like the guys, although it won't be fun the next time they do it because they've had a win now, but they learned the track down here at the VRA. So info at VRA.ie. Come down, it's in Mondello Park, have a look and even have a quick spin. Pretend you're going to buy one, Rob will believe you, he'll let you have a spin in them here, you'll be absolutely hooked. And we don't know what we're doing next, Rob. What's the next championship, or do we?
Well, next championship we haven't announced yet. We've a couple of things in the pipeline. The next race is going to be the 150 minutes of Sebring, and it will be in endurance racing cars. That's all we can do.
Let me guess, you and Niall are competing, so I've got to produce, direct, and comment. Like the 2.4 hour of Le Mans.
Absolutely. We could do a commentary and race tag team, so we can both commentate and race.
Well, of course you could do that. You could alternate, yeah. Okay, yeah. Niall Murray said to us, thanks lads, it was nice to listen in while driving. And he's also said, still on my old rig, by the way. The new one is not finished. With my best Dublin accent on, here.
We're all screwed.
Can we put a bit of lead on or something? Great performance by Niall Murray there. Thanks, Niall. And great to see. But if he gets that new rig going, I think the boys could be in a spot of bother. So we're not letting on just yet. Let's go. We're going to do the Sebring race. Are we having another championship?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So there'll be a week or two break. We'll do the Sebring race, which is going to be an endurance race. It'll be a team event, so you can get in. It'll be teams of 3 or 4 drivers per car. We're going to announce what the cars are in the coming week or so, and then after that we'll be back with another 4 or 5 round championship, and it's likely to be something modern. That's all we can tell you at this stage.
Okay, if we've got 3 guys quickly that want to do that race and want to come down here, they can do that. 3 of them on one sim here.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if like say Gregor Kalinecki, Owen Fogarty, people that are watching tonight that haven't raced in a while and wanted to come back out.
We've 4 sims. Well, so three sims that are all identical. You can have a team of 3 per sim. No problem at all. So yeah, we can do that. Not a problem. So do get in touch. As Leo was saying earlier, it's all a bit of crack. It's great fun, but it's actually really useful as well. If you are going to, abroad to race, learn a track or whatever, do get in touch. Give us a shout. If you need any sim components, then give us a shout as well. But let's wrap that up there, and we will see you in a week or two's time. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. Keep an eye on the social media, and we'll let you know what is coming up. And I think we're just going to round out with Niall's lovely Martin Brain video again for good luck. All right, talk to you again.